You think staying quiet during gossip keeps you safe? You think being nice to everyone protects your reputation? You think if you don't participate, you won't become a target? Here's what nobody tells you about the psychology of gossip. The moment you become a passive audience for negativity, you've been categorized. Not as strong, not as trustworthy, but as usable. And here's the brutal part. The day you finally stop giving them that audience, you don't just lose your seat at the table, like you become what's being served. But what if I told you there's a way to escape these social traps completely, without looking uptight, without becoming isolated, without sacrificing your peace or your status? Today, I'm going to show you the exact psychology smart people use to navigate gossip, and why most people get it completely wrong. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete system that protects your reputation, preserves your relationships, and actually increases your social status. Stick around because the strategies I'm about to share will change how you see every social interaction. Chapter 1. The Hidden Psychology of Gossip Targeting. Let me start with a story that will make everything clear. Sarah works in marketing. Nice person. Always listens when colleagues complain about others. Never says anything negative herself. Thinks she's being kind and supportive. But here's what Sarah doesn't realize. She's been psychologically profiled. Every time she nods along to gossip, she's sending a signal. I'm safe to dump negativity on. I won't push back. I won't judge you for being toxic. Psychologists call this triangulation. When someone pulls you into a fake alliance by attacking a third person. It feels like bonding, but it's actually a power play. And once you're marked as someone who tolerates gossip, three things happen. First, you become the go-to person for complaints and drama. Second, your reputation gets tied to the negativity you absorb. Third, when you finally try to set boundaries, you're seen as a threat to their emotional dumping ground. That's when you go from audience to target. The gossiper thinks, if Sarah won't listen to me complain about others anymore, maybe there's something wrong with Sarah. This is why most advice about gossip fails. It focuses on being nice or staying out of it. But gossip isn't about niceness. It's about power dynamics and social positioning. And if you don't understand the game being played, you'll always lose. Chapter 2. Why your current strategies backfire. Most people handle gossip in one of four ways. All of them backfire. Let me show you why. Strategy 1. The moral high ground. I don't think we should talk about people behind their backs. Result? You're instantly labeled as preachy, uptight, or too good for the group. The gossiper feels judged and either excludes you or makes you their next topic. Strategy 2. The silent treatment. You just sit there saying nothing, hoping it ends. Result? Your silence is interpreted as agreement. You become complicit without saying a word. Plus, you're still absorbing all that negative energy. Strategy 3. The awkward laugh. You laugh uncomfortably and try to change the subject. Result? The laugh signals approval. The subject change feels forced. You look weak and uncomfortable, exactly what gossipers feed on. Strategy 4. The direct confrontation. Stop talking about Jennifer. It's not fair to her. Result? You've just triggered what psychologists call the backfire effect. When people feel attacked, they don't self-reflect. They double down and retaliate. Here's the core problem. All these strategies focus on stopping the gossiper's behavior. But you can't control other people. You can only control your response. And that's where the real power lies. The smartest people don't try to change gossipers. They make themselves an unsuitable audience for gossip. There's a huge difference. Chapter 3. The GVR Framework, Drawing the Line. Before we get into strategies, you need to know when you're dealing with actual gossip versus legitimate concerns. Not all talk about others as toxic. Sometimes people need to process experiences, seek advice, or report genuine problems. Here's the framework I call GVR. G. Goal. What's the real intention? Gossip. To bond over shared negativity, feel superior or entertained. Legitimate. To solve a problem, seek advice, or process an experience. V. Valid audience. Can this person actually help? Gossip. Telling random people who have no connection to the situation. Legitimate. Speaking to someone who can offer support, advice, or take action. R. Real next step. What happens after this conversation? Gossip. Nothing. It just ends as drama and speculation. Legitimate, there's a clear action, document, report, offer help, set boundaries. Examples. My manager keeps interrupting me in meetings. I'm thinking of talking to HR. Legitimate. Seeking advice, clear next step. Did you see how Sarah dressed today? She thinks she's so much better than us. No goal except negativity, no next step. Use this framework to protect yourself from accidentally becoming a gossiper while still being able to process legitimate concerns with appropriate people. Chapter 4. The 4 Power Moves. Now, here are the 4 psychologically backed strategies that actually work. Power move number 1. The reputation shield. When someone starts gossiping about a third person, you calmly offer a different perspective. Really? That's interesting. She's always been professional with me. I haven't had that experience. He actually helped me out last week. That's surprising to hear. I've found her pretty reliable. Why this works? You're not defending or attacking, just sharing your experience. It creates cognitive dissonance. Their negativity clashes with your neutrality. You position yourself as balanced and fair-minded. The gossiper feels slightly embarrassed without being directly called out. Advanced version, add a subtle reframe. Maybe she was having a rough day. I know deadlines have been crazy lately. This shows emotional intelligence and makes you look mature while gently redirecting the narrative. Power move number 2, the neutral reframe. When they double down after your first response, well, maybe she's nice to you, but you don't know what she did to me. Your response could be, everyone has different experiences with people. That's possible. People can act differently in different situations. Maybe there's more context I'm not aware of. Why this works? You're not agreeing or disagreeing, just acknowledging their perspective. You remove the emotional fuel that gossip needs to survive. You demonstrate wisdom by recognizing complexity. The conversation naturally loses momentum. The key: stay completely neutral in tone. No sarcasm, no judgment, just calm acknowledgement. Power move number 3, the status shift. Once you've neutralized the emotional charge, redirect the conversation. Anyway, how's your project going? I heard you landed that big client. Speaking of work stuff, did you see the new policy update? What do you think about it? By the way, how are you handling all these deadline changes? Why this works? People love talking about themselves more than gossiping about others. You're showing interest in them as a person, not just as a source of drama. The conversation moves to neutral or positive territory. You maintain social connection without participating in negativity. Pro tip: make it about their expertise or achievements. This elevates their status and makes them feel good about the interaction. Power move number 4, the tension breaker. When gossip gets intense or uncomfortable, use strategic humor. Wow, this is turning into a Netflix series. Should I be taking notes? Sounds like there's a lot going on. I can barely keep track of my own drama. This is getting complicated. I need a flowchart to follow all this. Immediately follow with a topic shift. Speaking of Netflix, did you watch that new show everyone's talking about? Anyway, I need coffee after all this intensity. Want to grab some? Why this works? Humor releases tension and resets the emotional atmosphere. You acknowledge the situation without taking sides. The topic shift feels natural after the laugh. You maintain your reputation as someone who keeps things light. Chapter 5. Edge cases and advanced scenarios. Real life is messy. Here's how to handle the tricky situations. The gossip boss. Your manager tries to bond with you by complaining about other team members. Wrong approach: I don't think we should talk about Sarah. Right approach: I haven't worked closely enough with Sarah to have that perspective. What are the specific deliverables you need from the team? Redirect to work-focused solutions. This shows professionalism while avoiding the gossip trap. The no-escape coworker. You sit next to someone who constantly gossips and you can't physically leave. Strategy: the gray rock method. One-word responses? Oh, okay. Interesting. No emotional reactions. Keep working while they talk. Eventually, they'll find a more engaging audience. The small town trap. In tight-knit communities where everyone knows everyone. Strategy: become known for your consistent response. I don't really discuss people when they're not here. I prefer to hear both sides before forming opinions. I try to stay focused on my own stuff. Consistency builds your reputation as someone with boundaries. The family gossiper. Relatives who use gossip as bonding time. Strategy, gentle redirection. I'm trying to stay positive lately. How's your garden doing? Let's talk about something more fun. Tell me about your vacation plans. I'd rather focus on the good stuff. What's going well for you? With family, you can be more direct about your preferences without risking professional relationships. Chapter 6. The red flag exception. Important, not everything is gossip. Some situations require action, not neutrality. When to break the rules of harassment or discrimination, abuse or threats, illegal behavior, safety concerns. What to do instead: document facts, who, what, when, where. Report through proper channels. Support the affected person directly. Don't spread it as gossip. Treat it as a serious matter. Example: wrong. Did you hear what happened to Lisa? Mark totally harassed her. Right. Encourage Lisa to report it. Offer to be a witness. Document what you observed. The difference: gossip spreads drama. Legitimate concern leads to action and support. Chapter 7. When you become the target. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, you become the subject of gossip. Here's how to handle it. Don't defend yourself to everyone or try to control the narrative. Do focus on your actions and let your character speak for itself. If someone tells you about gossip, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate you looking out for me. I'll just keep doing my thing. If confronted directly, I'm sorry you feel that way. If there's something specific I can address, let me know. Remember, people who matter don't mind, and people who mind don't matter. Your reputation is built on your consistent actions over time, not on what gossipers say about you. Chapter 8. The 30-Day Challenge. Here's how to implement everything we've covered. Week 1. Practice the GVR Framework. Before speaking about anyone, ask yourself: goal, valid audience, real next step? Week 2. Master one power move. Choose the one that feels most natural and practice it in low-stakes situations. Week 3. Handle edge cases. Apply the specific strategies for your challenging relationships. Week 4. Maintain consistency. Your new responses should become automatic. Track your progress. How do you feel after conversations? Are people bringing you less gossip? Do you feel more respected in your relationships? The ultimate goal: become known as someone who doesn't participate in gossip, not someone who judges others for it. Here's the truth about gossip. It's not really about the person being talked about. It's about you. Every time you choose not to participate, you're training your character. You're building a reputation for integrity. You're protecting your peace. In a world where everyone talks, the person who listens carefully, speaks kindly, and refuses to join the noise is the one everyone truly respects. So tell me, which power move will you try first this week? A. The reputation shield. B. The neutral reframe. C. The status shift. D. The tension breaker. Drop your letter in the comments and I'll pin the best implementation stories. Remember, protect your peace, guard your reputation, and never let gossip decide your worth.